Good morning, everybody. I'm going to give everybody another minute to kind of log in, and then we will get started. Okay. Well, I'm just going to go ahead and get started. So I just wanted to say good morning, everybody, and thank you so much for joining us today. In case you're not sure who I am, my name's Elise Fry, and I am the director of our health plan options here at URL Insurance Group. So feel free to reach out to me for any group or under 65 related health things. So now that we have that out of the way, I'm excited to have Holly Frank and Robin Huff here today. They're from Physicians Mutual. And today we're going to be going over the opportunities for your clients with Physicians Mutual. So I really hope you find it valuable. I'm very excited about it. So thank you again for coming. And without further ado, please take it away, ladies.
Great. Thank you so much for having us. We're really excited to be here and to have a partnership with URL. So, we're going to talk about the Physicians Mutual Dental Plans. Some of you may have seen our dental commercials already. We are really just our dental plans are just sweeping the nation. Maybe you've even had a chance to see Benny the Wisdom
Benny,
Tooth. Isn't he
he,
cute?
he's the best.
So I'm going to go ahead and get started here. Um, okay, I do want to mention that our dental plans are available across the United States. Anywhere where you see the light blue dot or tic tac, we call them, they're kind of shaped like a tic tac. We have our the 4 dental plans with the optional vision and hearing rider that we're going to talk about today. And some of these other products, there's different colored dots. Those represent different products. Just for those of you who do sell Medicare supplements, we are planning on rolling out a Medicare supplement portfolio in Pennsylvania later next month. So do stay tuned for that. Also, if you'd like additional training, we do our dental certification every single week. So if you want to learn more, don't hesitate to reach out and we can get you set up on those trainings. And of course, reach out to Elise if you're not appointed with Physicians Mutual yet. So we're going to talk about our dental plans, the features and benefits. We've got 4 different dental plan options. That optional vision and hearing rider will touch on the dental reference manual, how to use it, some common dental terms. We'll go over that vision and hearing rider, and then we'll talk about kind of what your customer gets after they sign up with our dental insurance. So let's take a look at the brochure, and you should have several attachments that are for that are available for you to download. So this is going to be our dental brochure. And I do want to point out it does say right on the front, did you know that Medicare does not cover dental? Don't think that this plan is only available for people on Medicare. If you have clients on Medicare, ACA, small group, any individual or family is eligible for our plan. It really is for everyone, all ages. So I do want to mention, as long as we're on this screen, that uh, if you're offering our dental to small group, we don't list bill. It's not traditional like group dental. It still is an individual indemnity plan, but we have a lot of agents working with small group where the employer will want to offer a plan like this, and we will bill an employer for up to 25 individual dental plans. We have gone. Our policy is 25. but we have gone over that as long as you're not submitting more than 25 at once. And if you do have an employer that does want to pay for their employee dental coverage with Physicians Mutual, they just need to sign the automatic bank withdrawal form and the business owner waiver, and those are in your attachments. Okay, and then we're going to open up the brochure, and it's really just a couple of pages. We'll zoom in on the first page on the inside. What I really love about the Physicians Mutual dental insurance is this is real dental insurance that helps cover over 400 dental procedures. You get 100% coverage for preventive care when you see a dentist in our network, which is the Emeritus Classic PPO network, very, very large network of dentists. But you actually can use it anywhere. So your customer saves more if they see a dentist in the network, but they can really go anywhere they want. They get immediate benefits for preventive and basic, and major benefits start after just 12 months. That's even if they have continuous coverage. We don't have a 1-year contract like a lot of dental insurance. So there would be nothing to stop them from signing up, getting a root canal, and then canceling the next day. So we do have an initial 12-month wait period, but they have no deductible and no annual maximum on cash benefits. And this is the kind of dental insurance that a lot of people really want. They, a lot of times most dental plans have an annual max of, say, $1,000 or $1,500 if they're lucky. And what happens is your client can only, once they reach that annual max, they have to wait until the next calendar year to get additional dental services. With our dental insurance, there is no annual max on benefits. I know it's so unusual that
Yes.
we really want to emphasize that, right, Robin?
Yes, and of course too, it having this dental insurance doesn't is fine to be used if there's any other dental insurance in place. If you want to talk about that for a moment.
Yes, absolutely. So because it is an indemnity plan, there's no coordination of benefits. So let's say you've got someone who has an employer group plan, um, or maybe they have other dental insurance, but it's just not, maybe it's just really basic, or it has an annual max on benefits, and they really want this Physicians Mutual dental insurance. They can enroll in our dental insurance, and they can actually carry both dental plans at once, ours and their other dental plan. And we're going to pay according to the policy schedule, even if another dental plan is paying as well. So your client will have to pay 2 premiums, but they can actually collect benefits on both policies. I don't have a lot of people that do that, but when I was an agent prior to becoming sales director, I did have a handful of customers who wanted to get this dental insurance in place and maybe have it for a few months before they let their current dental insurance drop, if that makes sense.
I have a little personal story here. I actually bought a Physicians Mutual dental plan like this maybe 5 or 6 years ago before I actually joined Physicians Mutual. I'm in the industry a long time, but joined Physicians Mutual last year. And I bought this dental plan because my own employer plan at the time was limited to, I think, $1,500 a year. Well, when you start getting having crowns or root canals, you're lucky if one gets paid for. And that I was starting to have those issues, which I hadn't before. And so I got this Physicians Mutual dental and I loved it. Between the two plans, I really never paid anything out of pocket anymore. So it was pretty nice. So it's a true story.
Yes, thank you for sharing that, Robin. Okay, so these 4 plans help cover the same 400 plus dental procedures. Depending on your client's situation or budget, there should be a plan that meets their needs. So I'm going to go ahead and go over those 4 different plans. Really, the only difference is how much each plan pays. Um, and I've got the inside of the brochure here. The brochure does not have these prices listed because we do have individual rates, we have husband and wife, family plans. They get a $3 discount for automatic bank withdrawal. They get a 5% discount for having a Medicare supplement. So we don't have the prices in the brochure, but we did include a rate chart for you. The prices you see in red are individual rates without the optional vision and hearing rider that I'm going to talk about on the next slide. And they do assume automatic bank withdrawal. So let's just take a look here at the top plan. Where can you get a plan like this with 100% preventive coverage and 70% coverage for basic and major for only $56.50 a month with no annual max on benefits? It truly is an amazing price. Actually, all of these plans I feel like are really reasonable. I do want to mention that the other three plans, the economy, standard, and preferred, we pay we pay those benefits as a flat dollar amount. The percentages that you see on the screen, those are the percentages of the max allowable amount, or I like to say the network discounted amount. Those are going to be nationwide average percentages. So the economy plan for the basic and major is going to pay um, nationwide average of 25% of the network discounted amount. The standard is going to pay approximately 40% of the network discounted amount. That's the amount, the discounted amount with the, if they're using an emeritus network dentist. And the preferred is going to pay an average of 55% of that network discounted amount. Now, it's important to know that we're going to pay the flat dollar amount according to the schedule. It's listed in the dental reference manual. You have a copy of that. We're going to pay that flat dollar amount no matter whether their dentist is in the network or not. So we're going to pay as though their dentists were in the network. They're just not going to save, they're not going to get the additional discount if their dentist is not part of the emeritus network. Now the premier plan, that pays as co-insurance. We're going to pay 70% for basic and major when seeing an emeritus network dentist. And again, it's going to be 70% of the network discounted amount. So whatever the network discounted amount would have been if their dentists were in the network, we're still going to pay that even if they go outside of the network, but they really are going to save the most if they see a dentist in the Emeritus Classic PPO network. And we're going to talk about how you can find out if their dentist is in that network. So don't worry. And I think we even included an attachment with a link as well as instructions, but we can kind of go through that today as well. All right. So blowing it up again a little bit more, you see at the bottom it says the percentages above, see that little asterisk at the bottom? The percentages above are national averages of the maximum allowable charge. I would use the terminology network discounted amount because that's terminology that they're used to. And then as you can see, the double asterisks for the premier says that we pay 70% of maximum allowable charge, or like I like to say, the network discounted amount. I'm going to show you an example bill to help you understand this further, especially the economy, standard, and preferred. I think showing an example will help understand. And this bill is actually a bill that my husband got in 2019. This is an example of our old preferred plan, which is very similar to the preferred plan that we offer today. So it's the second one down. It's not the premier plan that pays 70%, but it's the second one down. And I like to show this because it kind of gives you an idea of how our dental insurance pays. And I think it's pretty typical of what you'll see with most dental bills. So if you look at the top, it shows that the service description. Restoration, that's a basic benefit. That was a filling that my husband had. And then he had 2 crowns, both major services. And as part of those 2 crowns, he had some core buildup, also major services. So if you look at the submitted charges, you add up the 265, the 1200, 1200, 280, 280. If you look down at the bottom, they break it down into total basic, total major. The total submitted charges for this dental visit was $3,225. But if you look, the eligible charges column shows the network discounted amount or the max allowable charges, right? So that's that column, that amount shows how the bill was lowered, the charges were lowered to the network discounted amount of, it looks like $2,432. So my husband saved almost $800 just in discounts because our dentist is part of the Emeritus Classic PPO network. And then you can see the covered amount. Physicians Mutual paid a flat dollar amount for each covered service, a total of $1,227. So between what the plan paid, the $1,227, if you look at the bottom right, and the $793 Emeritus discount, he saved over $2,000 just in this visit alone. And not shown on the screen, later the same year, he ended up having a 3rd crown, and Physicians Mutual helped pay for that crown as well. So we don't have a limit to the number of crowns that you can get help with in a year. So I think that's really, really a big deal. All right. Let's talk about unless, Elise, do we have any chat questions yet, or should I move on to the dental or the hearing and vision rider?
No. So actually, we do have some questions. We can probably just answer those before you get into vision.
Okay.
So, and this may have been gone over, but since it is an indemnity plan, they were curious on the claims flow. Does a dentist submit the claim to you, or does that fall on the client?
Yeah, that's a great question. And we will talk about that in a little bit more depth later, but I'm going to address it now. So if the dentist is part of the Emeritus Classic PPO network, we will always pay the dentist, and they are always required to submit the claims. If the dentist is not part of the Emeritus Classic PPO network, they're not required to file the claim. Sometimes they will send it to Emeritus does all of our claims processing, by the way. But if they won't, then the customer can submit that claim and they would get reimbursed directly. So if you have in a situation where they have 2 plans, let's say they have our plan and another plan, if the dentist is in the Emeritus network, there could be the client could the patient could end up with a credit at their dentist office. Whereas if the dentist is not part of the Emeritus network, the check is going to go to the customer directly. So, and they may end up getting more money than what their dental services actually costs, if that makes sense. So, good question.
There are more.
Okay.
So if they have the standard plan, for example, and they want to upgrade to the premier plan, would the waiting period reboot, like start over?
Great question. So what we have is a 2-year, they need to have the plan for a full 2 years. And then anytime after the 2 years, they can upgrade their next billing cycle. So the following month at any time.
But they don't have to go through the waiting period again, correct?
Correct. Yep.
Okay. And there was one more, and now it is not letting me see it. uh, I blame this on me.
No worries.
I don't know why it's not letting me see it.
Okay. do you want me to move on? And you can always,
Yeah.
if you find,
I'll just read. Oh, there it is. Do any of the plans cover implants? I was clicking on the wrong section.
oh, good question. We will also talk about that more in a little bit, but we do have $1,000 lifetime maximum on the actual implant post itself, but we don't have any maximum as far as supporting materials that are associated with an implant procedure, like crowns. We don't have any maximum on those, but we do have a $1,000 lifetime maximum on the actual implant post. And as long as we're talking about exclusions, we don't cover any cosmetic dentistry, and we do have a missing tooth clause. But they can get help with replacing teeth, even dentures, as long as, so dentures will cover as long as they have at least one tooth in each quadrant.
And so back to the waiting period rebooting or anything. If they had current credible coverage, would the waiting periods be waived?
So, again, we do not waive the initial 12-month waiting period, even if they have continuous credible coverage. The reason is that we don't have a contract, so they can cancel their dental insurance at any time. And whereas most dental insurance, they're on a 12-month contract, ours, they're not. So there would be nothing to stop them from signing up, getting a root canal the next day, and then canceling their plan. So we do have that initial 12-month wait period. But that's only for major. They can get help with preventive exams, x-rays, cleanings, basic fillings, extractions right from day one.
Okay.
Yep.
There's a, they just keep popping in now.
That's okay. That's
Um,
okay.
so the next one is back to the max. If it's $1,000 max, even if it's more than one implant, or is it per implant?
It's a maximum um, amount it's the amount maximum amount we'll pay in a lifetime. It's not per implant. It's a lifetime benefit
Okay.
maximum on the implant. So good question.
But there's no limit on before and after care. Correct, Holly?
Right, and the supporting materials like
Mhm.
crowns, we don't limit you to like one crown a year like some dental insurance. Like I mentioned in my husband's example, he got help with 3 crowns in 1 year. And that's something to think about. Like crowns and fillings don't last forever and often need to be replaced. So it really people really like having a dental plan with no annual max on benefits.
That is huge. One of the things, I live in a rural area, and our Emeritus Classic PPO network does have over 500,000 dentists in the network across the country. And if you live in an urban area, I think you're going to have no problem at all finding a network dentist. But one thing that I find across the country is that when people are in real rural areas and there might be one dentist every 30 or 40 miles, the dentists don't always feel like they need to contract with somebody, and sometimes they don't. But that's the beauty of this plan, because we will still pay any dentist. And I do find that even in our rural areas, most dentists are fine with billing us even if we're not in the network. But like Holly mentioned before, if for some reason they don't want to get involved in billing at all, it's our customers can still get their coverage. So, the fact that we have no cash limit on benefits, and the fact that we will pay any dentist makes us a really sought after plan all over the country.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Exactly. And dentists really like it too because a lot of times they will refer their patients to maybe an oral surgeon, and they get nervous if they don't always know if dental insurance is going to help with it, because they don't know if the oral surgeon is going to be in someone's network. But with our dental insurance, they're going to get help no matter if they're in the network or not.
And
And
we are, I'm sorry, go
no,
ahead.
go ahead.
I was just going to say the Emeritus is fine with taking a pre-treatment estimate from any dentist, whether they're in the network or out of the network, which is a big plus. So if folks want to go to a non-network dentist and they're, concerned about how much it's going to cost, there's no hindrance to getting a pre-treatment estimate and finding out exactly, what it's going to pay for them.
Absolutely. And we actually have a pre-treatment estimate and claim form on one of these slides coming up. So unless we have any questions about the differences between the dental plans, I'm going to move on because I think questions might be answered soon. All right. So let's talk about the optional vision and hearing rider. I actually really love this vision and hearing rider. It's only $8.95 a month added to their dental, and it's going to help pay up to $100 per person per year for eye exams. And then for vision correction, including prescription eyeglasses, sunglasses, sports pairs, spare pairs, and even contact lenses, we're going to pay up to $150 per person after a 3-month wait from the effective date of the rider. And also, we're going to help with $75 per person for hearing exams and up to $500 per hearing aid per ear after a 12-month wait period. So they're going to get help with the eye exams, the hearing exams, vision correction, and even hearing aids. Now, if you look down at the bottom, kind of like the dental insurance, if they do see an in-network provider, they're going to save even more. So they can go anywhere for their eye exams and their vision correction. But if they see an eye doctor who's part of the VSP network, they're going to get additional savings. 20% off a comprehensive exam, 20% off glasses, lens options, and sunglasses, 15% off contacts lens exam, and even 15 to 20% average savings off laser vision correction surgery, including PRK, LASIK, and custom LASIK. So, and also in this brochure, if you look at the top, this top section is referring to the dental, and it says how you can save more by choosing a participating dental provider in the Emeritus network. And like Robin said, there's over 500 provider locations nationwide. Right now,
500,000.
Sorry, 500,000. Thank you.
Yeah.
Did I say 500?
Yeah.
Oh, oops. And they can save an average of 36% by seeing an in-network dentist. And if you scan that QR code in the upper right-hand corner on this page of the brochure, it will actually bring up a dental commercial. So if you kind of like are new to presenting our dental, or you just want to take a break from talking during an appointment, pull up the dental commercial video, and it talks about the different dental plans, how it works, and how your customer can save more if they see a dentist in the network. It's a short, simple, straight to the point video that I would encourage you to check out. All right, any questions on the vision and hearing rider before I move on?
I did not see any come in.
Okay, we'll keep going then. Okay, so finding a Emeritus Network dentist, you just click on the link. You're going to put in your zip code, and you're going to search. I can actually go through this when we're done if you want me to, but this screen shows what is going to pop up after you search your area. So the default search is going to show a maximum of 200 providers. Like Robin said, if you are in an urban area, even a kind of a medium-sized city like Madison, Wisconsin, for example,
Oh, yeah.
I have found that there are so many dentists in the Emeritus network that if I'm searching for my client's dentist, I better make sure to put the exact zip code, because if I just search, say I put in a east side zip code and their dentist is on the west side, there might be 200 providers on the east side, so their dentist might not even show up in the search. So just keep that in mind, that it's not going to show you all the providers, it's going to cap out at 200, the 200 that are closest to the zip code that you entered. Now, the most cost-effective providers are going to be in green, but even if they're not in green, they're part of the network, or at least they were at some point. So you want to make sure that when you are searching for dentists, you want to let your customer know that dentists can join or leave the network at any time. This website is updated periodically, but it's really not your responsibility. It's the dentist's responsibility to communicate to Emeritus if they no longer wish to be in the network. So make sure that you tell your client that when you're showing them how to search for providers in network. Also, the providers in green will often give discounts even on non-covered services. So let's say you have someone who signs up thinking that they won't need a root canal for at least 12 months, and then, oops, actually they do. If their dentist is in green, those dentists will provide discounts on non-covered services. So, oh, actually, I think most of them do, even if they're not in green. The green just say that they're most cost effective. All right, dental reference manual. This is going to list all 400 dental procedures. It's organized by type 1 preventive, type 2 basic, and type 2 major. And it's going to list economy, standard, preferred, and premier. We really, this is for agents. You can use this during appointments, but this is not something to give away. When your client signs up for our dental plan, they get a policy and an ID card in the mail. They also get a dental schedule that is specific to the plan that they signed up for. So they could get confused by this dental reference manual because it lists all 4 plans. So just keep that in mind. They will get a schedule of benefits with their policy after they sign up. All right, let's talk about a couple of terms that might help you when going through the manual. An oral evaluation is an exam. There's 2 types, periodic for established patient, comprehensive for new. We've got bite wing x-rays. Prophylaxis is a fancy term for cleaning. There's some helpful information in the grayed out areas throughout the manual. Some type 2 basic services. We've got amalgam is the silver fillings. Resin-based composite is going to be the tooth-colored filling. Sometimes your clients are going to want to know, they're going to ask you, well, how much is this going to cost me? And I'm going to talk about the pre-treatment estimate in just a minute. But if they're just talking about, say, fillings, just you can give them a range from the least expensive to the most expensive. Just let them know that we're going to pay somewhere in between those 2 prices based on the location of the tooth, the type of the filling, and the size of the filling. But if they're really pressuring you for exact numbers, please suggest that they get a pre-treatment estimate from their dentist. It's easy to do. I'll show you what form the dentist will use in just a few slides. And then finally, type 3 is going to be major. Periodontal scaling and root planing. Deep cleaning is considered a major benefit. And once scaling and root planing has been performed, normally the client is going to need 3 to 4 cleanings per year. Our policy only pays 2 cleanings per year. So if they do get this periodontal deep cleaning, they will have to pay for 2 cleanings on their own. We talked about the titanium implant lifetime maximum already. Now I want to give an example of how coverage works. So this is going to be an example of preventive services. Remember, the plan pays 100% for preventive services when you see an in-network provider. And these preventive amounts shown above are national averages for each service. And remember, we're going to pay out of network, we're going to pay as though it's in network. So even if they see a dentist out of network, we're going to pay as though the dentists were in network. And these dollar amounts are just some examples based on national averages. So remember, the customer is going to pay the difference if they're not getting the discount because their dentist is not in the network, but they're still going to get help toward all covered procedures. And then we have an example here where we're adding some basic and major benefits, and you can see depending on the plan. We've got the plans in a different order now here. We've got the economy on the left, then standard, preferred, and premier. Obviously, the premier, the top plan, is going to pay the most. So the customer is going to have less out of pocket with the premier. We know that there's no dental insurance that covers everything. There's always going to be cost sharing. And so, really, that's a personal decision. But I would say, even for someone who's on the fence, the economy plan for only $30.50 a month, they're going to get 2 cleanings a year, exams, x-rays. It practically pays for itself. And then if they do have any basic or major services, they're going to get some help with that as well, and no annual max on benefits. It's just the other plans, the standard, preferred, and premier, our plan is going to pay more toward those services. So those are some examples. And then this is what your client is going to get with their policy. They're going to get a dental ID card. It gives a nice summary of benefits, including the no deductible, the no annual max on benefits. It's going to talk about the waiting period. It will have customer service phone numbers, information on how to see if their dentist is in the network, how to file claims, and things like that. And they have a separate vision and hearing rider card. So this is what they're going to show their eye doctor or their hearing doctor. It's really important when they call and schedule their eye appointment that they let their eye clinic know that this is not vision insurance. But it's more than a discount program as well. It provides discounts if they're a VSP provider, but it will pay a flat dollar amount toward the eye exams, the vision correction, hearing exams, and hearing aids. All right, some additional information. We talked about the dental upgrade already. If they want to upgrade to a different plan, they can do that as long as they have the plan for 2 years. They won't start a new waiting period. Okay. And then we talked about too the 5% discount if someone in their household owns our Medicare supplement. And just a reminder, if you do sell Medicare supplement insurance, we are rolling out a new Medicare supplement portfolio. The target date is July 26th. So if any of you do work with Medicare clients, please stay tuned for that. $3 discount for automatic bank withdrawal, one rate for all ages. We do expect rate increases for the Premier plan at some point in the future. This just talks about where does dental fit in the sales cycle. I'm not going to go through, sales 101 with you, but just real briefly, our top agents have found that mentioning it at the beginning, letting people know all the ways that you can help them throughout the presentation, and of course, when you wrap things up. A lot of our agents have been successful in totaling up any kind of premiums that are discussed, any coverages. One thing that a transition phrase that I love when cross-selling is I want to make sure that you have just as good a coverage during your retirement years as you had during your working years. Now, I know a lot of you are working with folks who are still working, so maybe this doesn't apply to you. Some additional dental talking points. This just is a reminder of um, the benefits and features of our dental plan. It helps cover over 400 dental procedures. Your acceptance is guaranteed. No health questions, no deductible, no annual max, things like that. You can find more information once you are appointed with us in our sales and marketing materials site. And again, there's that dental video. If you want to click on that QR code in the brochure, pull up that dental video. I think you'll really like it. All right, some additional information. There's that 31-day free look period, grace period. This is what's going to show in their dental policy, the limitations, how to file claims. They're going to have their policy number, effective date, the vision and hearing. This is going to talk about the schedule, what's on the schedule, what's listed. And then finally, we've got servicing and responsibility. Again, agents, you're not responsible for everything, but you do want to make sure that you show them how to find an emeritus dental provider, answer their questions about billing, upgrading, how downgrading, how does that work? And you're certainly welcome to assist them in sending in claims if their dentist office won't. But remember, the dentist office is required to if they're part of the Emeritus Network. Client's responsibility, call you with questions, go to the website to obtain claim information, call their dentist office for pre-treatment estimates, pending procedures and or explanation of benefits. And I'm going to show you that form here. I think it's on the very next slide. And then the dentist, again, if they're if they're part of the network, they're going to send in the claims. Here we go. This is what the claim form looks like. I don't know if you can see because it's kind of small, but kind of on the bottom left-hand corner, there is a picture that looks like a mouthful of teeth, or some people say it looks like a stadium. um, right
It does.
above, it doesn't it?
It
Right?
does look like a little stadium.
Yeah.
Where's our seat?
Right. So right above that, it says check one, and then there's a box and it says dentist pre-treatment estimate. That's the box they're going to check if the services have not yet been performed and the customer is requesting a pre-treatment estimate prior to having the dental work done. Then just over to the right of that, there's another box and it says dentist statement of actual services. So they use the same form. It's just they're just checking a different box. So again, if your client, I would recommend that they get a pre-treatment estimate anytime they're going to get really expensive major work done. And of course, confirm that the dentist is still in the Emeritus network. So that way there's no surprises. All right. And then we've got the vision and hearing responsibilities here. Dental insurance discount form. If you sell them a dental policy and then later someone in the household signs up for one of our Medicare supplement plans, you can just fill out this form to make sure that they get the 5% discount. Additional resources, physiciansmutual.com/dentist, dental reference manual, training guides, dental schedule change form. We also have product emails for each of the products that we offer. We would encourage you to reach out to Robin or myself. Robin is your broker relationship manager. I'm your sales director with Physicians Mutual. But if you have a question that is not urgent, you can certainly email askdental@physiciansmutual.com. They normally get back within 24 to 48 hours. Again, we have that video, and getting the most out of your dental insurance is included in their policy at delivery. And then this is the document that shows all the links on how to find a dental provider, how to find a VSP provider, and then we haven't talked about this yet, but just like with the dental and the vision, they can go to any hearing doctor they want to, and they can get their hearing aids anywhere. But they can get additional discounts on certain brand name hearing aids like Beltone and Epic if they use their free subscription to the ScriptSave prescription savings card. Every Physicians Mutual policy comes with a free subscription to that ScriptSave prescription savings card. And if they want Beltone or Epic hearing aids, then they would want to definitely go through that discount card to get discounts. And then, of course, we'll pay up to $500 using the vision and hearing rider. If they don't want Beltone or Epic, I've heard that Costco has very affordable hearing aids. And again, they can go anywhere. And we are all
You're not
set.
done yet. There's questions for
Oh,
All
you.
okay.
right.
Okay.
So,
We're good.
so I'll just start with the first one that came in after we stopped with the last set. So if a VSP policyholder is the 20% discount before or after the 150 allowance is applied?
Before. The discount is before, and then we will pay the flat dollar amount. So they'll just save more if they have a VSP eye doctor, but again, they can go anywhere.
Okay.
But yes, the discount would be before.
No, all right. Would agents have a dedicated URL for their commercial and for customers to self-enroll? Like,
Ooh, really good question. We have been agents have been asking about that for several months now, and we are in the process of putting something like that in place. It's not ready yet, but that is on the horizon. So stay tuned. We do want to provide that to you as soon as possible.
okay, I still like that.
Yeah.
How does the physician mutual dental differ from the emeritus dental vision plans? Since you guys have like the network, I think
Oh,
that's why they're asking.
you, you know, to be honest, I would have to really break down each benefit, and I'm forgetting off the top of my head.
Yeah, I could
Robin, do you
just
have any?
yeah, I have heard from other agents that sell emeritus. I think one of the outstanding things is I don't believe that they have no limits on cash benefits in any of the plans that I'm aware of. So I believe that that's one outstanding thing. I also am not sure if they pay out of the network or not. They might, but I or some of their plans might. I cannot speak to for positive, but I do remember hearing that I don't think that they have unlimited cash benefits like we do. So,
Okay. So I would really kind of put that with, dental carriers versus a dental carrier. It's almost like a blues carrier with a different blues carrier. They all have that big national network that they all kind of use, but they all differ slightly in
sure.
plan wise.
Yep. Yep.
So that's kind of how I would think of it as well. Next
Yeah,
question though is, do all plans start on the first of the month following enrollment, or is it any date? Like,
any date. They can start the day of application if they want to.
Yes.
And I do want to go back to the other question. Robin and I just got back from Managers Week with our home office, and our marketing team is working on a comparison between the top dental
Yes.
carriers.
Yes.
So that is they showed it on a PowerPoint, but they haven't given it to us yet. But it's done. So I will share that. Robin and I will share that as soon as
We
we
get it.
we get it, which should be very soon.
Yeah.
excellent.
Yeah.
And then I know we have a whole handout section, but did you guys put the patient and agent and dentist responsibility pages within the handout?
No, but I certainly can send that to you if you'd like.
That
Sure.
would be perfect. Somebody is asking specifically for that, which I like. I mean, I like to set an expectation. So that looks
Good
like
point.
that was answered. Let's see. Somebody is saying Emeritus does have an annual max. The premier plan for them is 3,000 max, and they will pay for out of network, but at lower amounts. Just for info.
Yep.
Great. Thank
So,
you.
thank you.
I'm looking forward to the comparison chart. That will be a nice little piece. And I think the agents, that will be helpful for them because I'm sure they're going to run across that question, or clearly it's something that has come up for everybody.
Sure.
um, I see no other questions though, but ladies, I'm very excited about this. I hope everybody that attended found this valuable, or if you have any further questions, reach out to me, reach out to Robin. We'll leave Holly alone and only ask her questions by ourselves. But
You
there's one more question did pop in, and with the product availability map is really where it will show you this. But if it's available in all states, I think it's just what product is available in all states. But you guys are like everywhere.
right. Yeah. If anyone wants a copy of that map, we can certainly. I don't know if that was included in the
I think
handout or
that's
not.
in here.
Is it?
The
Okay.
product availability map. There's a bunch of handouts. Everybody attending, feel free to preview them,
Yes,
download
it's in
them,
there.
keep them, print them, do your thing. But the product availability map is in there. Um, how to
Everywhere you see the light blue tic tac is where these set of plans are available. So
And we
Yep.
are expanding. So if
yes,
there's
we
a
are.
state that you sell in that we don't have products in currently, stay tuned because
Yes,
every year we're rolling out more states. So it is really exciting times for Physicians Mutual.
for sure.
And
Yeah,
for
And
those
we're
of
excited
for
too.
for those of you who don't know, I mean, the company has been around since 1902. So we're not new to the industry, but we might be new to some of your states. So yeah.
I'm excited. I
Yeah.
like when you guys reached out to me and said we're coming here, and we want partners, and I was here for it. I've had nothing but pleasant experiences with these ladies. I know the clients will as well. Agents, you're in good hands as well. Again, I really thank you for doing this. Anybody that has
Thank
questions, just
you.
reach out to us, and we'll get you whatever you need.
Yep. Thank you, Elise. It's been a pleasure working with you so far as well. We're really excited about the partnership.
yes,
And
we
thank you all
really
the
are.
agents. Yeah, for
Yes,
joining.
thank you for coming. And contracting is super easy. So get a hold of Elise because the URL is already contracted. So adding agents now is going to be a real simple process. Doesn't take
Oh,
long, and we don't need much information.
right. And I'm glad you brought that up, Robin, because if you do sell in other states or you do sell multiple products, it one contract, you're ready to go for to sell any of our products in
And
any of
in
the
these
states where you're
states.
licensed. Yeah.
Yep.
Yep.
Even better. The
Yeah.
easier
So
it is, the better it is.
yes, we
Uh,
like easy. We all do, right?
yes. Well, ladies, again, thank you. I appreciate it. I
Thank
hope
you.
everybody has a great rest of their day, and I'm sure there's going to be more to come.
Thank you.
Bye, everyone.
Bye, everybody.